Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical moon message. This is the Beast Dealer! Moon in Sag, Sun in Pisces. This is it, y'all. Completion of supernatural breakthrough. We started the new moon with Sun, Moon, and Pisces. Be, do, have. That kicked off what every mutable sign. The axis of being in the state that you want to manifest, facilitated by do cardinal transits and then have fixed sign transits. So we had the new moon in Pisces, be do have. Then we had the first quarter square in Gemini, be do have. Then we had the full moon in Virgo, critical, be do have. And now we have the completion of the transit, be Sagittarius, do Capricorn, have Aquarius. That leads us into the balsamic phase. Everything up until now, or everything moving forward from now, is a hyper accelerated crescendo into the war field that is Aries. In a week from now to 2 weeks from now, shit is going crazy. And this moon in Sag is going to pick up the pace of showing us with the moon, ninth house to Jupiter and Chiron, how powerfully we've evolved. And then with the most crucial aspect of this season, the Sun conjunction to Neptune and possibly Mercury, squaring the moon in Sagittarius, activates the final three Neptune conjunctions, 2023, 4, and 5, before we end this. Woo! Neptune, woo, this is it, guys! We're not only initializing this yearly transit, it's going to be the last three we have with Mercury that inundates your brain's ability to process the supernatural, showing you square the moon the change of ascended understanding that changes the meaning of how you incorporate and understand metaphysical dynamics. This is like seeing ghosts for the first time, or seeing unseen mechanics that you've always seen, but understanding that's what I've been seeing. This now completes the initiation into the supernatural. Let's say that your body is a piece of divine technology that has taken your whole life to awaken collectively with everyone else. Capricorn unpacked the hardware, Aquarius downloaded the operating system, and Pisces is now activating the software being the supernatural runoff of supernatural mechanics of your body's ability with neural pathways to program and produce the elements of these programs. Once we step into Aries season, you initialize this new smartphone or body by identifying who you are after all these updates. And so this is that week span starting with this aspect specifically. Once we get to 25 degrees Sagittarius, that will kick off this Capricorn signature that will now show you the results of everything you have been imagining, whether you've been conscious of it or not. This is where elements of manifestation and living in the end state are not techniques. Like they are, but you do this anyway. Whether you're conscious of this, what for the past 5 minutes have you been conscious of? What are you focusing on? Because the work to sow this was done. Last week we started reaping it, and now we're concluding the reaping process in completion to show us the understanding, moon and Sag, of everything that we have imagineered. It's just this square aspect, this 270 degree aspect that we're kicking in is one of the most magical aspects we're not only having this year, but the contrast to this will be the Virgo Sun opposition in September opposite Neptune that will complete what we are initializing today. This is a day you want to more than ever not only continue to be in this end state, but you will now see the completion of everything that you've been imagineering outside of your physical brain's ability to process this be processed. It's like you're seeing an augmented reality of the fifth dimension make itself clear with added synchronization, signs through synchronicities, and of course, this deepening connection with the collective around you in order to complete the mastery of supernatural abilities that once the moon goes into Capricorn, you will understand fully how to use. That moon in Cap, Aqua, Pisces. Well, by the time we're moon in Pisces, Sun in Aries, You are literally it's like being a Charizard, but letting go of being a Charmeleon. You've evolved. The moon trine to Jupiter is very iconic because this is what's going to give you an ascended insight into how you have evolved into this next level. And this is what's going to enable you the next week to adjust before we start this spring season off badass. We are at the end of the world. That initial square from Moon and Sag to Saturn Pisces is enabling you to understand the total karma necessary for you to facilitate this next stage of Hunger Games. Because if you don't recognize yet that you are within a culture war, that's within a spiritual war, this transit will make you very clearly aware of the separation of the wheats and the tares. Because you can look at everyone as a sense of you, but you have your own unique decisions you have to make that separate you from other people. Yeah, we might all be one, but you have the will to make decisions that put you down certain paths than other people who you may share consciousness with. This also brings up twin flame dynamics because as you evolve, the essences of other beings, items, objects, concepts that you share the same soul with, as you are coming into realization, mirror you so that you can, like Sense 8, come into this total God body. This is really huge, especially for those of you who are upper echelon. Sag is God level, Pisces is God level, Saturn is in Pisces at the God level, Pluto is 29 degrees. So once we come over that final awakening, because once the moon goes over Pluto, by the time it goes through next time, it's going to be in fucking Aquarius, 30 degrees cap. This is it. The realizations that you're going to gain are going to crunch in 3+ weeks of the new moon Pisces that you've harvested since moon in Virgo. And you're coming into the total understanding of the highest perspective of why and the higher meaning of what you've even been doing. So everything that's been in the dark, the light of Sagittarius is going to show you. The light of Jupiter and Aries is going to expand how you can manifest authentic actions moving in the direction you're evolving into. And now that I've got the science out the way, let's talk about the magic. Let's channel a little bit. At this stage, you are receiving the final pieces of the puzzle relative to this cycle that started off March of 2021 of the final stage of this divine transcendence of your being, where you're accepting more non-mortal and immortal aspects of your mortality and being, to break away from everything you've been taught as a child, to favor the insight that you can only get from yourself and not a textbook or other authorities that seek to sort themselves as lords over you, whether they admit that that's what they're doing or not. It is up to you to take this mind's eye that sees beyond the physical and let the moon in Sagittarius show you what direction to move into in integrity when the moon goes into Capricorn. That means you're about to see all sorts of shit today and tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to blow your fucking mind, because everything that you have been engineering metaphysically is going to just show up as if it's always been there. Because it's, you can't see the atoms that are in front of you. You can't see the higher vibrational entities that are moving at attosecond lengths quicker than your brain can perceive 1 second. Until now, okay, in light of context clues, excuse for a volume, and once again, your synchronization. Everything that you pass Sagittarius season is coming to benefit you. And the best advice that I can give you is, in this fluctuating state of mutable energies, you must stay true to who you believe you are, because you can see things in your external reality that betray what you're imagining, and this is going to test whether you stay true to the imagination and world within that's the real true world, or this 3D environment that's subject to change. The only thing constant in life is change. And scientists have proven that this universe is not locally here or real. So what you're seeing is an illusion. Life is a dream. And saying this to say that if you don't like what you see in your 3D, change it and focus on what you want to see. I don't care if you don't see this magical farting unicorn wallet. I told you that I was Whispers, the magical farting unicorn. That's actually my cousin that I was using as an example. I am unicorn grade though. I kind of have a little bit of every unicorn power, which is what I'm learning. But I really resonate with Whispers because, you know, bringing joy to people's lives just by farting is just something that no amount of money can buy. It's just the joy that's unparalleled. But enough about the fart jokes. You might not see this wallet. I have a wallet right now. One of my professions is bill collector. It's illegal in every single territory because you're not allowed to print bills, but I break the law. I know how to break the law, and I have the magical ability to print any currency of money from my palms. It's a technique I call bill printer. I'm not going to show you because I don't want the IRS to come and find me with their CIA and KGB agents, regardless of what territory they represent. And I want to bring up this Piscean languaging because for all intents and purposes, if you put a normal lens of societal traditional understanding, I should sound crazy as fuck. But this is just me flowing, okay? It doesn't change the fact that even though you can't see it, I have an imaginary wallet. You might have it too. You're an infinity year. Before this world taught you that your net worth is based off of physical assets that have to be basically appraised by other people's opinions, you have a worth that can't be necessarily quantified by colloquial traditional means. Bitch, you are an infinity heir. Motherfucker, you're an infinity heir. And you also have the ability to manifest anything that you want from your mind. Can you see it? Yes, but you can't see it. And this moon in Sag is going to help you bridge the gap from the difference between what your spirit sees versus what your physical mind processes. Because what your physical brain processes is not sight. There's a difference between your physical sense and sight. Physical senses is ruled by Taurus. Your physical sight versus your ability to see, which is Sagittarian. The ability to see is taking your physical senses and now being able to perceive what your physical senses tell you. There's a difference between looking at something and seeing it. One involves your physical senses, the other involves the perception of sight. And so this is going to, once again, adjust your vision so that you can see what was always there. The magnanic beauty of your eternal greatness. And if you're ready to accept this mission, do not take no as an answer for what you are consciously creating. Go a little bit overboard with this because this is the final part of the harvest nearing into completion from 22 degrees Scorpio to 25 degrees Sag. This is the ascension that's going to bring you to the highest light of how fucking badass and amazing you are. Y'all stay blessed as always. And if you are excited about this completion of supernatural breakthrough that moving forward will fully immerse you into integrating supernatural, metaphysical, extra-dimensional themes as a part of your higher self that you've always been interfacing with as a much more real element of your 3D reality, which you are beyond. Comment down below what you're excited to awaken and activate, and I'll see you on the other side. Godspeed.